Nice to see you guys. Thanks for stopping in.
Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Toni Ton. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Toni Ton.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to Hy-Vee Today. It's Wednesday. I felt like it was Thursday when I woke up. I don't know what's going on this whole week. Monday, I woke up, I thought it was Sunday. Today, I woke up, I thought it was Thursday. Not that Thursday means anything, really. I mean, you know, I didn't win the Mega Millions last night. Nobody did, by the way. So the Mega Millions, and I wasn't even going to mention this, but I saw it when I was walking down here, $422 million. What would you do? People that say they would work if you won that kind of money, you're a liar. You would not work. I would never work again in my life. No offense to this place or the Hy-Vee Corporation, but I would not work again, right? 400, what is that after taxes? Ryan Broderson, do the math. Probably $200 million at least you would clear. He's that good at math. He just held up a flashcard. It was great. The first thing I want to mention this morning is that Wilton Baseball advanced to the state tournament. So congratulations to the Wilton Beaver baseball team, and kind of history in the town of Wilton with Wilton softball going to state and now the baseball team. And I think we have a little clip from KWQC TV6 Sports with Joey Danya, sports voice. Ready? Here we go.
Had sights set on Des Moines. Wilton taking on Beckman Catholic. The trip to state on the line. They were scoreless into the 6th inning. Wilton with the bases loaded. Chance Stevens coming through in the clutch. The base hit to drive in Brian Stillman. Still with the bases loaded, Brayton Wade stepping up to the plate. He dribbles one down the third base line. The Beckman throw to first is wild, and here comes some busy Beavers. It'll clear the bases. Meanwhile, Wilton pitcher Jared Townsend strikes out 13 as the Beavers win it 4-0. Wilton heading to state for the first time since winning it all in 2005.
Very excited in Wilton for sure. When sending both the boys and girls to state. That's exciting. Another thing to note, it's Wednesday, so Wellness Wednesday in the health market. You can save on your health market purchases, organic produce, and health and beauty care items if you would like to. All right, our first guests are here. Now, one of these first guests I see all the time. I'm sorry. One of the other guests I've not met until just this morning. So to my right is Shelby Harrell, who is an educator and an author. And then to her right is Mark Heideball, who works here at Hy-Vee. And guys, it's so good to have you here. Shelby, I think you are the first guest on Hy-Vee Today to have a cool accent. So I just want to start there because not a lot of folks in this area, and thanks for being here, by the way. Got to do the official shake, buddy. Good to see you.
You too, sir.
You are not from Muscatine. You are from...
No, let's just say South Mississippi. Nobody knows where
where I live. It's Poplarville, Mississippi is close enough.
Okay. Poplarville, Mississippi. What population of the, I mean, is it
It's little.
little? Are you near, let's test my geography skills. Are you near Biloxi?
And you pronounced that correctly. Awesome. I'm about an hour from Biloxi.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm 2 for 2. My favorite band, not that you care, but they're called the North Mississippi All-Stars.
Okay.
Yes.
And they hail from the hill country of Mississippi. I don't know what that means either, but I know that they're from Mississippi and they're a great band.
The northern side.
That's right. Okay. That makes sense. It took a college educator to correct me. Finally, after all these years of following the band, they're from northern Mississippi. If they were from southern Mississippi, they could be the South Mississippi All-Stars.
It's kind of in the name. It just
Yeah.
kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Thank you,
We don't
guys.
have hills up in, where I'm from. Anyway, so.
No
yeah.
hills at all.
No.
Okay.
No. Sand, lots of sand.
Really?
Gulf Coast.
Oh,
I'm in the Gulf Coast region.
probably nice and cold too, huh?
Sure.
Yeah. What's it like in the summer? I mean, is it hot?
Oh, it's about 275 degrees
Oh,
with about
my
5,000% humidity, something,
Oh, so you get the humidity like we do,
Oh.
huh?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, this
no,
is
sir.
nothing.
This
so.
this is not bad compared to what you're used to.
No, I'm not. I go for a run every day, and I
Okay.
don't even sweat.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
So if I go to Mississippi, I could lose even more weight, is what you're telling me, because you could cut it with a knife, right?
So like me saying, or like y'all saying it's hot here,
Yeah.
is like me saying it's cold at my house. Just don't go
That's
there.
very fair. So I mean, I know the reason why you're in Muscatine, this handsome devil next to you, but you also came up having you on the show. I think Mark and I were talking about. In addition to being an educator, I went to high school English teacher, so I went
Awesome.
lottery educator. You are an author and super interested in the Civil War.
Right.
And you don't know this because I didn't tell you before, but I'm also interested in the Civil War, not to the level that you are, but I got to go to Gettysburg when I was in high school, and it was one of the best experiences of my life.
Absolutely. Mark and I have visited several times, and
Yeah.
actually we're going out next week.
You're going to Gettysburg next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on with us. We got room.
All right.
We'll make room for you.
So it's I call
gosh.
Gettysburg kind of like the Disneyland for Civil War geeks.
Sure.
So it's the place to be.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it, though. So what was it about the Civil War, Shelby, that got you interested in it? I mean, was it just sort of, I don't want to assume that where you grew up, I mean, certainly the Civil War played a
Absolutely.
large impact
yeah.
in the South, but so
Yes.
what was it in particular?
Well, we were introduced to the Civil War when I was in elementary school, probably
Okay.
about 4th, 5th grades, and I was just absolutely fascinated by the fact that my state, Mississippi, seceded, just quit the Union, didn't want to be a part of the Union anymore, and became a part of a totally different country. And not
Yeah.
only that, but the president of this country was from my state, Mississippi. And after the war, he had a post-war home on the coast in Biloxi.
Wow.
And we took a field trip there. And so I was
Oh
just
my
from that
gosh.
point on, I was just absolutely fascinated with it. And my parents facilitated my interest by buying me books and still buy me books, after all these years growing up. So it was just through elementary school. So
Super cool. So you had such great experience early on,
Yes.
touring a president's home. That's something special. And isn't it great that like preservation in this country exists? I mean, there's so many of
It's so
these
important.
areas, not too far from where we're at. You could go to like Ronald Reagan's home. And I just think that's important to preserve those pieces of history. And the Civil War, for sure, I mean, a turbulent time to say the least for this country. So in addition to being interested in it, you've taken it a step further. I know that you do a lot of speaking engagements. Hold on, the loudest bakery cart's just going by. That's usual traffic here. You do a lot of speaking engagements, presentations, but then also some reenacting. And I know,
Yes.
Mark, you get to do some reenacting as
I
well.
do, sir, yes.
When you do a reenactment from the Civil War, you got to have like authentic or close to authentic stuff, right? What I'm getting at is the outfits are not, they don't seem to do well in hot weather.
First of all, an outfit is what you wear on stage.
Right.
We wear uniforms.
Uniforms.
It's not a
Uniforms.
Yes, it's not a costume.
Uniform. Okay.
And Shelby does it to the same level that I do. Our uniforms are all hand sewn,
Oh my gosh.
100% accurate material.
Yeah.
And we do the
Here we
reenacting
are.
style. There's a picture of us there. You can
That
see
is
in
awesome.
Gettysburg.
in Gettysburg. Yes.
That looks like it could have been taken during the Civil War.
And that photo was
Wow.
taken 99.9% the same way it was taken during the Civil War.
Really?
The only thing different is mercury
so
was
cool.
used in the developing, and they
Yeah.
obviously, for obvious
little
reasons, don't
dangerous.
use mercury anymore.
That is so
but yeah, it was done with
awesome.
the old tin type camera. You see them where
my
they pull the
gosh.
lens cap
Yeah.
off and wait 5 seconds and put it back on for the exposure time.
Wow. So the attention to detail has to be there, because the last thing you want to have happen is someone say, hey, wait a minute. Nobody was wearing Adidas shoes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's down to everything.
That's
right?
how we do it, yeah.
Yeah.
And we live as the soldiers did. You know, we sleep,
Wow.
we don't use tents.
Well,
we sleep on the ground, eat the same type food they did.
Hardtack? Was hardtack a thing? in
Hardtack,
Civil
yeah,
War? I'm starting to remember
You are
stuff.
doing well.
It's
sir.
coming back.
And it's another method to use to teach.
Sure.
It's no other better way to tell someone how they lived and explain the uniforms and so forth than just to have it there and show people. That's just another way to get your point across.
Well, it's living history, right?
Absolutely.
That's such a you can look at books and texts, and video clips, not really from the Civil War, of course, but man, if you can do some living history like that and get people even more well versed. So what's also wild, and I didn't even really realize this, and this is where Shelby really gets into your wheelhouse. Like, there were women soldiers during the Civil War.
Yes.
I feel like, and I'm not assuming that people watching didn't know that, but I genuinely did not know that. And I'm not being sexist when I say that,
Right.
but I had no clue. I didn't think that they could. So how did they, you know what I mean?
Well,
How did
I
they
didn't
go
either.
about?
When I first learned
Yeah.
about the Civil War, I had no idea about women who fought. And it was just over time, probably the 1990s, when research really started to become prominent in
Sure.
this area. People began to examine more the common man, common woman, and their role in the Civil War. So, but they weren't allowed to fight.
Yeah.
So it was illegal for them to serve in the military. It was even illegal for them to wear pants. They couldn't even wear pants. There are accounts of before, during, and after the war of women getting arrested just for wearing pants, and it's something that we can't really understand. These, I'm wearing pants right now, so it's hard for us to understand that. So it was illegal for them to do so, to serve in the military. And so they had to be sneaky about it. They disguised themselves as men. They cut their hair off. So if you notice the picture of me, my reenacting picture, my hair is cut, not as short as Mark's, but but an appropriate hairstyle for a male during that time. So they cut their hair off.
Sure.
And they donned male clothing, and that's they assumed a male alias, and it wasn't that hard to do because they didn't have driver's license or birth certificates back then. So you just called yourself something else, and it was just that easy to sneak into the ranks.
The picture that we have on the screen right now, is that's an example of a...
That's me. That's
That's
actually,
you?
That's me.
What? How do these pictures look so authentic?
Again, that's in Gettysburg. That was actually 10 years ago.
That is wild.
So
That's you. I mean, it looks
that's-
like it could have been taken...
That's
Oh,
me.
all right, now we had another picture on earlier. Is that, if
Of
that's
Mark
you
and-
again?
That's
Is that you again?
that's Mark and me. Else Mark.
No, before that there was one of a soldier by
There you go.
by
That's a good
themselves.
shot right
There you
there.
go. That's a
Yeah.
good side by side.
Yeah.
The picture, the first one that we had shown, that wasn't Mark and Shelby before that. Can we go to that one?
Oh,
Yeah.
Rosetta.
Rosetta. So
Rosetta.
Rosetta Wakeman. She was a farm girl from
Yeah.
New York, and she was from a large family. Their father did not manage their farm that well. They
Sure.
were heavily indebted. And so Rosetta thought the best way for her to support the family was actually leave home to take the burden off the family. And so she actually disguised herself as a male before the war. She worked on a coal barge. Wow. And while working on a coal barge, she encountered recruiters for the 153rd New York Infantry, and she was enticed by a bounty of $152 and a soldier's pay of $13 a month. So right there, she's doubling her money. Before she worked on a coal barge, she worked as a domestic laundress or cook or whatever.
Sure.
And they could make, somewhere $6 a month. So you're going from $6 a month to about $13 a month for a soldier's pay. So you're doubling your income. And she would send that money home, when she could, to her family to help support. So there were economic reasons as to why some of these women would enlist. And unfortunately for Rosetta, she did not live to see the end of the war.
Darn it.
She died of disease in 1864. She was 21 years old, and she's buried probably about a little over an hour from me in Chalmette National Cemetery. So, so very tragic.
Yeah.
Stories for a lot of these women who, again, for Rosetta, she was just trying to help her family.
I was going to say,
for it with her life.
Very admirable. And have you discovered, and I want to get to the book in a second, but have you discovered in all the research, were these female soldiers ever found out by, and at that point, were they just allowed to stay, or were they sent out? You know what I mean? Because
Yes,
if you're in the battlefield alongside someone that you thought was someone else, and maybe they saved your life, or they were there
Right.
for different battles or fights.
Well, they were discovered different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Their feminine mannerisms gave some of them away. There are actually accounts of some of them getting discovered because of the way they put on their socks. I didn't know there was a feminine way you could put on socks, but apparently there were. So, their a feminine sneeze betrayed some of them. Some of them were discovered as prisoners of war. When they were killed upon the battlefield, they would find their bodies before they buried them. Of course, when they were wounded, they would be discovered that way. So, but for the ones who survived and were discovered, you had different reactions. Of course, most of the time they were just discharged. Go home right then and there. Some of them were sent to prison because they were assumed to be prostitutes or spies or just crazy, which they were probably they all were crazy back then,
right?
To go fight the Civil War. But so it varied from case to case as to what happened. Now, some cases they were allowed to stay in the ranks, especially in the South. As the war progressed and they needed more bodies on the battlefield, they weren't too particular about who they were sending to the field.
I was going to say, at a certain point, it almost doesn't matter. Is that another example of a female soldier?
No, actually, this is it's an unknown soldier.
Okay.
A young boy, and this is...
I was going to say, that person looked very young.
Yes.
Wow.
I read a statistic as many as something like 200,000 boys aged 17 and younger fought in the Civil War on both sides. Half of those were 15 years and younger. But it's a good picture to illustrate how the women were able to get away with it, because these women looked like these young boys.
Yeah.
So these young boys, they couldn't grow facial hair.
Sure.
And their voices hadn't changed yet. So you saw that a lot for women who were discovered. The newspapers described them as a young lad, that she looked like a young lad of 15 or whatever. So again, you can see how easy it was for a woman to get away with it, because they blended in with these young boys in the ranks.
And that's something that's really hard for us to understand today.
Yeah.
A 16-year-old boy today looks close to like a 30-year-old man.
Yeah, a lot of times,
16-year-old boy back then looked like the ones you just saw.
That picture is mind-blowing. I mean,
and height is something else too.
Sure.
I mean, I'm about 6'3", about your size.
Yeah.
You're about a half foot taller than your average male. A little over a half foot. 5'7".
I'm actually the average size of an average male.
Jeez.
5'7", 145 pounds is average size. The women, you saw Rosetta a while ago, she was 5 feet even.
Oh my gosh.
And they were carrying gear. The rifle alone is 10 pounds.
Right.
And so
everything that they needed was on their
They
persons,
carried everything.
Right?
Everything.
Oh, yay. Okay, Shelby, so you've got this all together in a book. So let's talk about the name of the book, when people are going to be able, because the Civil War is still so fascinating to so many people. I mean, it's one of those things that there's all these different stories, and this is such a great, I don't want to say a great angle, but certainly not anything that I've ever read at length or feel like has been discussed at length. So let's start. Name of the book, where you're at in that process, and like how soon till I can read it, because it's so fascinating to me.
Yay,
yeah,
another person's going to buy it.
That's right.
The book is called Behind the Rifle, Women Soldiers in Civil War, Mississippi. And it is the first book about women soldiers of the Civil War with a regional focus. So it's mostly about women either from Mississippi or women from elsewhere who fought in Mississippi battles. Cool. So it actually wasn't supposed to be a book, it was supposed to be an article. But the more I wrote, the more cool things I started, finding and so forth. And so it's and even though it is focused on Mississippi, I talk about women who fought at Gettysburg,
Sure.
Sharpsburg. I talk about women who were imprisoned in the notorious Camp Andersonville, and so forth. So it's not just Mississippi related. I do delve into other areas, but it will be published by the University Press of Mississippi.
Cool.
And the target date that they've given me is March of 2019.
Oh my gosh, that's
So,
coming up quick.
I guess so.
How many pages is it?
I don't know yet. They're
Okay.
still kind of
How many
putting
did
all
you
that
submit?
together. It was about 200 pages double spaced Word document,
Awesome.
so I don't know how that's going to translate. You know, by the time they put the pictures
Yeah, I
in
was
the
gonna
index,
say there's got to be so much great
It's-
material that you've included as well.
I did, and there are over 20 accounts of previously undocumented women soldiers. So.
What in the world? How did you? Okay, I don't want to neglect that there is a local connection to this topic from
Mm-hmm.
Muscatine. So I want to ask two questions in one. Mention the local connection if you could, and
Okay.
then how do you do research on something? Like what is left? You know what I mean? I just talk about preserving history, but where do you go in 2018 or 17 or 16, 15? However, I know it's been about a 10-year project.
Journey, yes.
So let's go start with the local connection and then the research, because that's fascinating to me.
As far as the research itself, and it's awesome with technology. We've talked about technology and,
Sure.
and this setup here, but you're seeing, of course, more and more universities, libraries, historical societies begin to digitize letters and diaries of the Civil War, newspapers. So, you know, you can log on and you can go through these letters that have never been read before by
Sure.
Civil War soldiers and so forth. So I'm finding them that way. Friends who are doing their own research, unrelated, will say, "Hey, guess what I found? You know,
Right,
here," and
right.
so they'll send them on to me. So, you know, mail. There's an example of a letter written by a male soldier. which
1863.
Yes, at the Battle of Gettysburg. He's
Wow.
talking about discovering two women, one killed, one wounded, at the Battle of Gettysburg. And it's almost like you need a whole other degree to be able to decipher some of
I was
these
going to say.
Garrett Deacon was the soldier's name, and grammar, punctuation,
Did
and
not
spelling.
exist for him.
did-
Yeah.
Which a lot of
But
these
the fact
were
that that
farm
is
work.
that we're looking at that right now, and it was written in 1863. I mean, I don't imagine that he put it in a Ziploc bag back then. I mean, I'm being silly, but right,
No.
that's impressive to be able to have. But that again, to me, I mean, also has to be a challenge as well. And it seems like you're up for this challenge because you're so fascinated by this topic: secretive women soldiers in the Civil War. I mean, so you probably went to all lengths to get as much information as you could. And I imagine, like you said, when you start to kind of raise your hand and say, "Hey, I'm writing about this," people that have that intel want to contribute to it, right?
Right, and of course Mark did his part.
Yes.
Yes.
So Mark, you're helping out, bring in info, accounts, pictures, whatever you can get.
It's now that the book is in the final stage,
Yes.
it's nice and relaxing. On my days off, I don't get this phone call early in the morning and says, "Hey, what are you doing today? Do you mind driving 6 hours today?"
No.
No,
So
I'm
awesome.
just teasing. I
No,
don't.
that's so cool,
Hey,
though.
did you go
No,
get
but
this
I
out of
would.
the
I would go.
library?
I would help drive around to a local library
sure.
that had a reference in there just to get
The book.
the
Great.
source, or drive to cemeteries to find the graves of some of these soldiers or their relatives. Just whatever I can to help with the process. It's
Muscatine connection.
Yes.
This is what's going to surprise people the most. So we're talking
Yes.
about Civil War, women serving in the Civil War. It was illegal. Couldn't even wear pants. But there was a connection from Muscatine.
Muscatine. And actually, the girl's name was Mary Smith.
Okay.
And the account came from a newspaper article. And Smith was not even her last name.
Sure.
Sometimes the women themselves would lie about their everything,
Oh, I bet.
their name,
Sure.
their male, everything. So in some cases, the newspaper editors would make up an alias for them to afford them some privacy, because when these women were exposed, of course, newspapers carried their story and they would get out, and it brought shame upon themselves and their family.
Sure.
So Mary Smith, that's a different article with the Davenport connection, actually.
Cool.
But as far as Mary Smith, we're just going to call her Mary Smith because it's what the newspaper did. But she was actually from Ohio, and her family moved to northern Iowa. Don't know exactly where. Again, the details were left out, a lot of the specifics. And so, but Mary stayed behind in Ohio to work in a kitchen of a farmer. And then she decided, it's time for me to join my family. When she got here to Muscatine, for whatever reason, she grew wild hair and said, hey, that looks pretty fun. Saw the soldiers out drilling and saw their sharp uniforms or whatever. So, and she was 18 years old. So know how it is if you have teenagers, 18-year-old, they're gonna do what they're gonna do sometimes, right?
Right.
So it's no different back then. So she grew wild hair and decided to enlist. She cut off her hair. She burned her dress, her feminine clothing.
Oh my gosh.
Somehow got male clothing and enlisted in the 24th Iowa Infantry, known as the Temperance Regiment, because the colonel and I think it's something like 5 of the captains were Methodist ministers, and 3 more were the sons of Methodist ministers, and they had all agreed that they would forego alcohol. So, so very interesting regiment. Served in all 3 theaters, the East, West, and Trans-Mississippi, and Mary went with them. So she enlisted in 24th Iowa, and they started to notice, Mary, you can't grow a beard.
Oh no.
But they overlooked it because she was a good cook. She could sew. She could, take care of the sick soldiers, and they just chalked it up. Well, she's one of our young boys,
right?
So they didn't pay her any mind, and she served throughout the entire war, and nobody ever discovered her. She sustained a slight wound to the back of her hand in Louisiana. And during the Red River campaign, and she mustered out with the regiment and came back to the Rock Island area, not too far from here, and resumed her feminine dress. And
she probably didn't tell anybody. I mean,
no. She didn't.
Can you trust?
She didn't tell her friends. She didn't tell her family. So you can imagine her family in northern Iowa is just like, where's Mary at?
Where you been? Oh, just soul searching.
So she works in Rock Island for a while back as Mary Smith and so she's worked several months. Okay, I guess I'll go join my family 5 years after the fact that I was supposed to be there. So she just shows up, and her account only came to light whenever a man proposed marriage to her, and she could not accept, knowing she had this secret past.
Gotcha.
And so she told him, and he thought it was pretty cool. And actually, he served in the 24th Iowa in a different company. So he was in the same regiment, different company. So everything she was telling him about battles and experiences, he was able to confirm because he did it too, So, so that's how her story came to light. And of course, her father found out.
Sure.
And he didn't believe her. Her fiance did. Her father did not. So he went to the adjutant general and said, what's up with this? And they were able to confirm it. And like I said, unfortunately, we don't know a whole lot about who she really was or what part of northern Iowa
but that's so
she settled in. But and there are other Iowa connections, probably about 5 to 8 women from Iowa who fought during the Civil War. But Mary Smith was one of my new finds. So
that's so exciting.
And she does figure prominently in my book because she fought in Vicksburg, for example, and with the 24th Iowa. So Champion Hill, Port Gibson. So
it's so incredible to know, whether it is a local connection or not, that this topic, not only is it out there, it happened, and then you've documented it, and it'll be in a tangible form.
Well, you can actually go to the site where she did her training at here in town.
Wow.
Down the south side of Muscatine.
Okay.
Where the Red Oak Hotel used to be many years ago.
Sure.
The trailer park down there is a place called Camp Strong. And that's where 29th Iowa, 24th Iowa, 35th, and then 47th Iowa, known as the Graybeard Regiment. All the men were age 45 and older.
Wow.
And all they did was just, guarding bridges and
so
prisons
cool.
and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
But there is a marker to it down in south end of Muscatine.
There's a picture for it if you.
Awesome.
I think we have a picture of that one.
Awesome. Yeah, so we'll look for that picture of that marker, and
Camp
then
Strong marker.
As we wrap up, can you give out contact info, website, blog? Look at that! I need to go see that. That's super cool. So Shelby, let's get some contact info for you as we wrap up, and then when the book does come out, definitely want to have it. If you're back, great. If not, I'll buy a copy and be able to talk about it on the show. So,
all right.
Website, blog, social media, it's a lot to cover, but let's do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
There should be a slide there with the
Oh, you have the slide with the contact info?
Yeah.
This is wonderful.
With my websites. That's my website. It's a Google site. I have a Facebook page.
Sure.
And then, of course, my
blog. Yeah.
there too.
Forbidden,
So
Hidden, Forgotten.blogspot.com. And if we have the slide with that info, we'll pull it up. Forbidden, Hidden, Forgotten.blogspot.com.
Should be just under websites.
Facebook, search Forbidden, Hidden, Forgotten. It's really that easy to find.
Yeah, just Google it, and
it comes
there
right
they
up.
are.
There you go. Good contact info, great content, and such an exciting discovery to be able to then decipher everything that you came across, put it into a text form, and then have it available to everybody. Thank you so much for coming on. It's great to meet you.
Thank you. Nice
Enjoy
to meet
the rest of your time in Muscatine. Pal.
See you later, buddy.
Thank you so much. Were there any people my size in the Civil War? Last question.
Bull Nelson.
There were actually a couple of officers.
All right.
Yes, Bull
Nice.
Nelson, Winfield Scott.
Bull
Actually,
Nelson?
Bull
I
Nelson.
could have been Bull Tone.
Bull Tone.
And that's no bull. You fill in the blank.
Actually, Winfield
Nelson.
Scott
Winfield
was
Scott.
an early
Old
war
fuss and
officer,
feathers.
very old officer at the
Nice.
beginning of the war.
Big strapping young men, of course.
He would
right?
make you look very small.
Oh my gosh, this is exciting.
The soldiers
All right.
used to say that he needed 2 horses.
Oh my God. Well, I have that in common with them. Thank you guys again. I really appreciate
Well,
it.
thank you for having
Tony.
us.
No, this is so great. Let's cut to the CBI Bank and Trust Aisle Cam. But wait, Chef Tess. Chef Tess in the Hy-Vee Today kitchen is at jury duty. Whamp, whamp. We'll keep it there for a moment. Chef Tess is at jury duty. I hope it's an exciting case, because if not, maybe we could have sent Tess with a hidden camera. That's probably illegal. That's great. I like that Chef Tess left a note and left her microphone behind. That's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. All right, let's go to the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam, which is set up in the meat department. And I had it put there. I asked the crew here, Chad and Ryan, and it's Betsy, right, to leave it there because I'm excited to tell you that the Toni Ton Burger is back, and it's a healthy burger. It's made from smart chicken ground up into a patty with Frank's Red Hot sauce, blue cheese, and pepper jack cheese. And sweet, young, bearded Ryan Broderston is going to pull up a picture of it for you. You can get it in the meat department, and it's 2 for $5. I meant to buy some last night. I'm definitely going to do it today because even if you're on a diet like I am, this keto diet, keto friendly, and you should try it. You will enjoy it. When you grill it or cook it, however you do, it tastes like chicken wings, which is weird because it's a burger, but it works out really well. And if you're doing the no-carb thing, that's awesome. If you're not, then get some buns from the bakery. And there we go. Look at that. Just looks nice. It looks even better when it's cooked, but that's how it looks. All right. So we're going to get Catherine from our floral shop over here in just a second. Thank you guys again. I truly appreciate your time. And watch this. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. This is heavier than you would expect, y'all. Look at that. That just kind of flew into the set, didn't it? All right. Catherine, come on down. I feel like I should just, again, cover these beautiful roses with my face because they look so wonderful. How are you? Yeah. If you want to have a seat and clip on a microphone, young lady. Do you have to? Yes, you have to, so people can hear you, friend. These roses just are great. So when you walk into Hy-Vee and you see a lot of roses, don't be surprised. We're in the midst of this giant rose. Look at that. It's covering me, Catherine. This is great. I'm creeping again. Not that I need to be seen.
Sure
That's
you do.
better.
Yeah.
How are you? Thanks for coming
well.
on. Catherine Brooks,
Thanks.
floral manager here at Hy-Vee.
Hello, everybody.
You are in the middle of this giant million
Million
stem rose sale.
Correct.
So, and that includes, now, something like this is incredible. I didn't even know that you had a vase.
I decided to put it in a little bit nicer vase.
Yeah.
Yeah. but
So-
So the Million Stem Rose Sale is corporate wide, so it's all throughout Hy-Vee land.
Sure.
And that's 18 in a vase, and super cheap. Great way to surprise somebody,
Yeah.
or just to let them know that they're thinking
You
of them.
care. Can I ask what 18 roses in an incredible vase, by the way? Betsy, could you zoom in on the vase? Tremendous vase. I mean, I got big hands. I can't even I can't even tell you how nice this is. I again didn't know we had vases or vases this size. What would
What's
something
the
like this
difference?
cost me?
Right now, it's only $30.
Oh my gosh, that's
yeah,
it?
That's it. It's crazy.
$30
It's
for
crazy.
this?
Yes.
What?
Love it.
How does that? Y'all can see. Come back to me for a second. Can y'all see how nice this is? Right here. Look at this. Zoom up, pan up, Betsy. There you go. Perfect. Look at the size of this thing. It's blocking me, which is a good thing.
It's not a good thing, but yeah,
But
it's very
that's
lovely. It's very
$30?
pretty. It's $30. So perfect time to come in, grab
Yeah.
some roses, surprise somebody, or
Right.
even treat yourself. Everybody loves flowers.
Everybody,
sitting on their counter,
absolutely. They just make you
at
feel
work,
good,
at home,
don't
they make you feel great. Yes.
Now on the set, you've also brought.
Just a smaller.
Yeah, but this is also so nice. I love this. So talk about this for a second.
This is also 18 stems, and I love that there's so many colors of roses these days. So it's not just your traditional red.
Sure.
You can get a variety. This one is obviously a smaller vase.
Right.
It's a little bit cheaper price, but it's good for your desk at work or someplace at home.
So just for comparison, again, if we come back, look at this. So 18 roses here, and then 18 roses here. And what would the price be on something in this size of a vase?
$20.
$20.
$20.
You know, the other day, and I had a beautiful set of roses on the show. I think it was Monday.
Yes,
It was National
correct.
Get Out of the Doghouse
Day. Yeah. Perfect. Roses and chocolate, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can speak to the fact that men sometimes we say dumb things and you get angry.
That's correct.
You ladies get
Yeah.
angry. Are flowers and chocolate a way to get yourself out of trouble?
I think it could help.
Yeah.
A lot.
What else do we need to do, Catherine?
It's always nice just to send them just because.
Yes, and nobody does just because
they
better
don't.
than Hy-Vee Floral.
We are great.
It's so exciting.
Not just roses.
Yeah.
Every day, mixed bouquets starting at just $5.
Oh my Atlanta. All right, I want to send Betsy to the Toyota of Muscatine Cot Cam. Betsy! And we're going to go on a little ride. And before we go on the ride, we're going to hear from one of our friends at Toyota of Muscatine. Betsy's going to go down the way to your department, to the floral shop. And we're just going to kind of take it all in because it does look wonderful.
It is.
I mean, just the thought alone that this is $30 is great. All right, let's hear this real
Hi,
quick.
everybody. My name's Carla. I am the new service manager here at Toyota Muscatine. We're here to take care of.
Hello,
and
I'm from
ensure
Toyota
you have all your
Muscatine.
needs that you may need here at Toyota Muscatine.
Oh,
We got to hit the play button. Hello. No. Oh, weird. Let's try it again. I can fill in the blanks.
Hi, everybody. My name's Carla. I am the new service manager here at Toyota Muscatine. We're here to take care of and reassure you of all your needs that you may need here at Toyota Muscatine.
Sometimes the Wi-Fi in the store is not the best, but shout out to our friends at Toyota Muscatine. Let's go to the cart cam because Catherine and I can sit here and tell you about these rose deals, but sometimes you just want to see it for yourself. And here comes Betsy. She's about to make, oh my gosh, there's almost an accident. She's making a left turn, so kind of walk us through what we're going to see here, Catherine.
Oh, well, we have our cooler case here where we have a variety of arrangements for sale every day. We do special orders as well, so if somebody wants something a little special, we can make something up. They could stop in. We're there. We have a designer on hand from the time we're open, which is 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. That's Monday through Saturday, so we can put something together here for you. And here's the start of the roses.
Look at the different colors you talk about it. There's so many.
A large variety of colors. A lot of people love red, but I like to be a little non-traditional, so pick up a new color that would surprise someone. Like the orange is so gorgeous and vibrant and pretty. We also have our sunshine display of yellow. Who doesn't love all yellow?
I was just going
Bright
to say,
and cheerful.
and then kind of in the back.
There's our watering can.
Right, that's all right. But in the backdrop, you're also seeing some like succulents. And
we have bonsais. We like to carry a wide variety of things.
Absolutely.
Plants and flowers and blooms.
And you're really passionate about putting things together to making them look extra special to wow the person that they're going to be
Right.
received by.
Everybody's different, so they all have different tastes and different styles, and so that's why I may ask if they like a special color or flower,
Sure.
and we try to incorporate any way that we can.
Well, and I know from firsthand experience that I've certainly walked over, and if it's not yourself, it's Amber.
Jean, Yeah, I have a great crew.
Everybody, you just look. There's Sherry. She's so excited to be on camera. I've taken things like a Just Because bouquet and added in like tulips, and
Yes,
unreal.
Put any of them together. There's the orchids, which
Those
are
orchids are stunning.
gorgeous.
They don't even look real. They're so nice.
They're so nice. I know. Everyone keeps on going up and
The
touching
color
them
is just like
and asking if they're real, and I'm like,
Right.
yeah, they're real.
they are real. Please do not touch our orchids. Also,
Yeah,
if you
it's
could.
great.
So yeah, I mean the floral shop just rocking and rolling. But if we come back to this rose sale, the prices are redonkulous. How long does it last?
Fabulous. We just started the rose sale, so
Okay.
company-wide started today.
Okay.
You can pick up a half a dozen wraps for only $5.
$5.
Plus
6
we
roses.
added fuel saver on top of everything. So you get 6 cents fuel saver. So
Yeah.
who doesn't like to fill up and save
Correct.
out there?
I sent and zoom in on that bottom part,
Yes.
Rye Guy, if you could. So this is on the fuel saver flyer as well. Look at that. Okay, so you're looking at a dozen roses in a vase, $25, 15-cent fuel saver.
15-cent fuel saver. And that picture doesn't do justice at all. Because
How can you do justice to these flowers? I mean, you can't.
they're
You
a lot
really
prettier
can't.
in person.
100%.
You can get a dozen wrapped for $10.
A dozen roses for $10.
Yeah, pick them up, take them with you. We deliver. We can deliver them as well. We
For
don't
a
have
small fee.
minimum delivery fee. You know,
Yes.
we have a delivery charge, but we don't have a minimum to send flowers,
Correct.
which is
I'm
great.
telling you. And Ryan, I sent you another email with a graphic on roses that kind of $30. Well, that's it. And this is, I might just get this for my wife.
It's gorgeous.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
She might want, if I decided I wanted this, could we swap in some different color
we
as
can
well?
put whatever color you would like.
I'm putting her on the spot.
Yes.
All right.
We can
Hopefully
do it
my wife's
just
not
right for
watching.
you.
I don't see her on
She will
Facebook,
expect
so
it,
that's good.
You better take some home.
Yes, thank
so
you.
our sale runs
So you have plenty of time.
We get them in.
Yeah, again, a
Thousands.
variety, a small example. If you have a question or you have an idea, just ask Catherine or anybody that's going to work with you. And again, when was the last time you bought roses and it saved you money? Right.
It's fabulous.
And I'm going to
It's
say
great that we're getting
this,
that special.
Catherine, and I wrote this down. You'll never, unless they do this next year, never be able to pay what you can pay during this sale. And that,
No,
this is it.
never. Yeah, we do this once a year.
Sure.
It has been once a year for a while now, so I'm hoping they bring it back. But
Yeah.
it's always a great time because it's summertime. Take
it's
some
a big
flowers.
deal.
It is huge.
And I'm telling you, it just makes we end up, putting something like this big honking vase in the kitchen. They always kind of live in the kitchen, and it just feels good.
It feels great, yes.
And you have a lot of stuff that smells good. I'm not saying that these roses don't smell good. They look unbelievable. But, if you're into like some aromatic stuff, mix and match, whatever you're going to do, you're always going to offer suggestions, but ultimately it's what you all want. If you want to come in and get,
what you like.
90 roses, that's wonderful. That's the display that we had on Monday when it was
Good.
National Get Yourself Out of the Doghouse Day.
We
And the
sell-
chocolate that you have is super good.
It's
Wow.
these chocolates. Yeah, it's amazing. If
Yeah.
anybody likes chocolates,
I do, but not on this diet.
not on this diet. I
hate
know.
this diet.
That would be sucky. I'm
Yeah.
a chocolate fiend. We also do everyday special occasions,
Weddings.
weddings.
Prom was busy.
Prom was crazy.
Mother's Day was busy.
Mother's Day. Every day.
But weddings for sure.
Every day,
Like
yeah.
that, I think, because again, I don't want to assume, but it seems like you really appreciate the design side and working, that consultation with someone, whether it be a bride or whatever the occasion is, to be able
right.
to really do something special for them.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I love it. I enjoy it.
I'm telling y'all, if you're here getting groceries and you just kind of always walk past the floral shop, stop.
Yeah, just stop.
And
say
just
hello.
take it
Just
all in.
Look at everything. We do have
Yeah.
customers that do that, which is great. I love seeing
Yeah.
everybody. Everyone's so nice. So
I don't think I can't understate enough how much I like this. I want this in my house. It's coming home. It's settled.
we have a lot to choose from.
Whether
over
it
there.
looks like this when I take it, I think I gotta
once
inject
it leaves
some color.
my hand, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna
all
trust
up to
you to.
But I can put anything together. We have,
Okay.
like I said, a large variety of colors
No, it's really breathtaking.
and different vases to choose from.
Do you,
Containers.
so you don't say vase.
Vase.
You
so
say vase.
I
Or
say
is there a
vase.
difference?
Somebody told me
Oh.
there's like a price.
Oh.
When do you say vase?
Vase.
If you
Do
add
have to,
$20 to the vase, it's not a vase, it's a vase. No, if it's over a certain price.
Please keep this at $30 for me if you could.
Okay, yeah, it's gorgeous.
Vase would be $90. By the way, if you want to buy 100 roses,
Amazing.
you can buy 100 roses. What, 50 bucks?
Yeah.
$50 for 100 roses.
We have customers that come in and they just grab a handful and they randomly just hand them out to customers as they're walking out to the parking lot or shopping.
The sweetest thing ever.
And just the look on somebody's face
Yeah.
when they do that. Oh, we're also doing we're taking donations, and we've done this in the past.
Share a smile.
So we share a smile. We send roses to the local nursing homes. So the community is giving back.
This is awesome.
As well, which is great. They absolutely love them because those poor older people sometimes get forgotten in the nursing home. So a little goes a long way.
We did this around the holidays.
Yeah.
And at a registry, you can make a donation, I
Right.
think, or at Floral.
Yeah.
And then the money gets pooled together. You're buying flowers, and they're going to places like Sunnybrook and Lutheran Living
homes
Senior
and,
Campus. And I'm telling you, I really mean this because I
Like
saw some of the
Vanla,
recipients.
it's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The generosity of the Hy-Vee customers, understanding that, like you said, that these folks that are residing in these places need to be shown some love.
Right.
They might not have any family left, so a simple bouquet or whatever can
single flower. It can
make
change
their month.
anybody.
Yeah.
Makes it appreciated.
That's great. So maybe you're taking advantage of this unbelievable sale, and you're like, hey, you know what? That normally would have cost me $10 more, and you want to kick in $10 or $5 or $500, whatever you want to give.
do is great.
Listen,
or not at all. Say thank
look,
you.
this fly likes the roses too. Get out of here, fly. These are my roses.
The
Don't you like
Tony's-
I could be like a
I feel
rose, like a hand model
hand
again.
model?
Look at these right here, and I have some behind my back you can't even see. Thank you for coming on. It's great to see
Thanks.
you. First time.
Yes.
She did great. And this is beautiful. Yeah, I like when
Come
the
by
set
and see
looks
me.
better. I
Yeah.
will stop by and see you because I got to
Everybody.
jazz.
It's
Not
great.
that I need that. Listen, this doesn't mean you need to be jazzed up, but I'm just thinking.
No, it doesn't. You
put a
can,
little
like you
color
just said,
into
you
it.
can just grab it and go. A lot of people have vases at home. You can bring your own in.
What?
You can make it in your own
BYOB?
vase.
Bring your own vase? For
Yeah,
real?
Correct.
I didn't know that.
I just did that this morning real quick right before I rushed back here. So
Wow.
we offer that too.
So Ryan Broderson could bring his own vase, and you could jazz something up for him?
Definitely could.
He wants to be the guy that's just standing outside going like, hey girl, I got you a rose.
Oh, wow.
I'm the Bachelor. Want to be on my show? You can't even see what I'm doing. There you go.
No.
Hey now.
Yeah, see, it's
that's
covering
better.
you. Yep.
It was almost better to not see what I was doing.
At all.
Will you accept this rose? I don't even know you, sir, but I will as long as you accept this mace to the face. All right, let's get Catherine out of here. She's got a department
Thanks,
to run.
guys.
Let's cut to the meat department, to the CBI Bank and Trust aisle camera. And we'll have some friends from CBI Bank and Trust here on the show tomorrow, I reckon. Ryan Cox is going to be here to talk about some ag lending. There we go. All right, you are free to go, madam. I'll take this one back to you. It's so heavy.
You want to keep it?
I want to keep it here. Yeah, that's fine. We'll keep a prop on the old set here at the program. Okay. I'm telling you, it's a ridiculous rose sale, and even if you don't have a significant other, like we were saying, you can donate money or come over and get 6 roses for $5. What in the world? And then take those to a place like Sunnybrook or Lutheran Living Senior Campus because they would appreciate it. I also like the idea of just handing out roses to people. That's really nice. But again, you can get 100 roses for $50. I think Betsy just got a rose right now. And just like every rose has its thorn, every night has its dawn. Amen. Yeah, every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Yow! All right, let's recap a little bit here. Congratulations, Wilton Baseball going to state. Good for you. Very excited for you. It's Wellness Wednesday here at Hy-Vee. You can save on health market purchases, health and beauty, and organic produce. I'm telling you, that fly is just having a party in one of these roses over here. And today, ladies and gentlemen, according to internet research, now there might be a conflict to this research because I do reckon I have been told that at least Hy-Vee is observing this on a different day. But according to the website that I use, today, the 18th of July, in the year of the Lord, is National Hot Dog Day. Now, I could have sworn that was on the 23rd, and we'll have to get to the bottom of this dog or wiener. But it's National Hot Dog Day if you Google it. If you Google today is National what day? I don't know. Celebrate responsibly. It's also National Sour Candy Day. Gross. Right? There's sour candy right where we do the show. I'm not a big fan of sour candy. And it's also Caviar Day. Ooh, yummy. Fish eggs. Ugh. Have I had caviar? I think I have. It wasn't my thing. But if you say the word vase, then you probably have caviar. I dip my caviar. I dip $100 bills in my caviar. You probably also have a butler. So thanks to Shelby Harrell for joining us. She's a college professor. She is an author. And when it comes to the Civil War, which is a very fascinating topic, she has a book coming out in March that chronicles the connection between secret women soldiers in the Civil War. So think about that for a second. It was illegal for them to serve. It was also illegal for them to wear pants, which is so strange. But they decided to anyways, including Mary Smith from Muscatine. She served in the Civil War. That's a fascinating topic, and thanks to Mark Heideball, who, in addition to working here at Hy-Vee, is right there with Shelby doing a lot of these reenactments and have the uniforms, and has helped her with this book. A very cool topic, and our second author, technically my first author, since Joel was here filling in when he talked to Dr. Hal Green. So that was fascinating. Really appreciate their time, and thank Shelby for coming all the way from Mississippi to be on this program. We flew her in on the Hy-Vee Today jet, everybody. Thanks also to Catherine Brooks, Hy-Vee Floral. Once again, this is really heavy. Look at that. We got a bunch of roses for sale. It's coming back. Woo, it's like 3D television, everybody. And I want to mention two other things briefly. Chef Tess is at jury duty. So we hope that is a short-lived experience, because we like having Chef Tess here on the program. And I also want to mention something that our friends at Team Staffing are doing on the 28th of July. Team Staffing has a job fair coming up, and we have that graphic we're going to show you on the screen here in a moment. In addition to a job fair, they're also doing a blood drive, which is very exciting. We talked about, and we're going to talk more about the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center tomorrow, I believe. They need blood donations. So here you go. Extended hours, 7A to 7P. You can see when they're doing this. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the blood drive Saturday, everybody. 9 a.m. till noon. So they've got the extended hours at Team Staffing to get you to work. They're doing that again Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then the big blood drive Saturday. They want your blood at Team Staffing, where they can also get you a job. They, on Facebook, have so many great opportunities, and they're ready to get you to work. So visit their website or check them out on social media. Thank God nobody saw that burp that I just executed flawlessly, and you wouldn't even have known if I didn't just tell you, but I'm transparent. What can I say, y'all? All right, we have covered everything on the schedule, and we'll do it again tomorrow right here on Hy-Vee Today. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust, Toyota of Muscatine, and shout out to our friends at Team Staffing. And thank you for watching. If you're catching us on cable, you have been tuning in to Muscatine Power and Water, Channel 5. Thanks in conjunction to Remax for letting us put the show on the channel. And HyVeeToday@gmail.com. If you need anything from the show, you can always reach out. You can call the store here at Hy-Vee, 264-2420, 563-264-2420. Always looking for guests that you think we should talk to. So if somebody's doing something good in this community, we want to know about it. So bring it to us. I can't assume to know everything. I don't assume that often, because you know what happens, okay? So reach out and get that info to us. And Shelby had a cool accent. I like Southern accents. It's nice, isn't it? It's a nice change of pace. It's like, she was like a Southern belle, y'all. Right? She didn't sound like that, but yeah. Now I'm stereotyping Southern accents. Great! We're going to lose all of our viewers in Georgia. My, oh my, is that a Georgia peach over there or what? Now that was like Morgan Freeman and Kevin Spacey. Okay. Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today. Buy some roses because I got kids to feed. We'll see you tomorrow right here. Goodbye.
Hi, I'm Ashley Jacks, Parts Manager at Toyota Muscatine. It is my job to ensure that the Toyota ASE certified technicians have the right parts for the right vehicle.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Toni Ton. We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community. Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Toni Ton on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.